Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your extended reading. As you can see, I've got two new decks in front of me. I'm going to shuffle those through here a little bit. As I'm talking to you and tapping into your energy, I do want to say, if you're watching this video, thank you for deciding to join up as a channel member. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to building this smaller group of you guys who will be members because we'll be able to interact throughout the month in different ways through the sign readings that I'll post the extendeds for. I will do a reading that is for members only where I focus in on the energy of the channel members. I might do some live chats or things with you guys just because I want to get to know the people who are willing to support me in this way, and I want to be able to say thank you and show my appreciation. So this reading, this extended reading, might feel a little bit more laid back because, again, I am focusing in on the energies of a much smaller group of people. It allows me to spend some time focusing a little bit more in depth, really using my own intuitive skills in addition to the cards to give you more insight and energy. So if you've never done a personal reading with me, this is more in line with what personal readings with me are like. My energy, you might sense my energy is a little bit different, which is a good thing. Okay, so let's shuffle this, and I think for this, I want to just go ahead and put the cards in place into the spread for this extended, and then we'll flip them over as we go. Okay. I'm going to start with this deck. We'll shuffle. Okay, so for this, we're going to put these cards down. We're going to have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then we'll go in with this deck as well. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so this is your extended reading, Aquarius. We're going to just get these organized a little bit. So we're going to start here, and these two cards represent your initial pull towards that other person, Aquarius. What was your initial pull towards them? Wow, Aquarius. I understand why those of you who decided to click through to watch this decided to watch it, okay? Because Wheel of Fortune with the sun coming out upright in terms of what pulled you into this person. Well, let's talk about this. I think, first of all, with the sun card, you weren't able to resist them. There was no resisting this person. They just put out, it was almost like a beacon calling you in. And I think the other thing that I'm picking up here is what is a carryover from that general reading where this person went through a lot of darkness and coming out of it on the other side, getting out of that relationship, making that decision to leave that behind and rediscover their joy, rediscover their happiness, rediscover that that free-spirited energy. You picked up on that. You saw that starting to evolve with them, and it just pulled you in. Now, the other card coming out with this is a Wheel of Fortune. Okay, karma, fate, good fortune, a turning point. And also, like, I feel like you were meant to be involved with this person. Okay, this is a very strong pull. This is a very strong energetic pull towards a person, and I like it. I like it. So again, I understand why you're here watching this. What was their pull towards you? We have the Ace of Pentacles with the Four of Swords. Now, very interesting energy here in terms of what their pull was towards you. And it's something that, again, we picked up on this in that general reading. They realized that you weren't in a rush, right? This Four of Swords here. You weren't in a huge rush to dive into something new. But they sensed that there was an openness, a willingness on your part to consider something new. But it wasn't going to be something you demanded right away because they're not ready to give this right away, right? They realized that with you, they would have the ability to kind of explore things in a slow way that would still allow them to continue closing things out that they needed to close out. Again, they're further along in that process of closing things out than you are in terms of dealing with the past, but there are lingering things for them that they want to be able to deal with before they do go into something new. And I think most of that is around this that you picked up, right? They want to really figure out who they are outside of a relationship. They want to be able to kind of play with their personality, play with things that they just felt weren't accessible to them for a long time. And I think a lot of that really is about them being able to be free to do what it is that they want to do. The other thing I'll say in terms of what kind of pulled them in with you is that they realize that for the most part, Aquarius, you will be someone who is okay with them going away and doing something that they want to do. If they want to go on a road trip, you'll be fine having that time on your own. If they want to, throw themselves into a project and they're very occupied and focused on that, they realize that you're fine on your own, right? They did sense that independence coming through for you. And I think it's important for you to hear that independence is something that they actually really were pulled towards. Because I don't think the person that they were with before was an independent person. I think the other person was very dependent upon them to the point of maybe like codependency, really being super needy. And so it's refreshing to them to have found someone who can stand on their own and doesn't get triggered or hurt if they need to go and focus on themselves. So I like this a lot. I really do like this energy. And I think it explains why these two people are focusing on each other, even though neither of them are really to the point of wanting to make it something serious, give it a name, define it, right? But there's a pull here. There's an attraction. What are your expectations out of this connection? King of Swords coming out with the Three of Wands reversed. So Aquarius, for you, your expectations, again, right? This Three of Wands reversed, you don't want to, you're not going to humor anyone who is, who lies or denies or tries to avoid dealing with things that are problems. Okay? For you, you want to be able to say, this is something that's getting on my nerves. What are we going to do about it? And you don't want someone who's going to like say, oh, I don't know why you're upset about that, or I don't think that's as big of a problem as you say it is, or someone who just flat out lies about something that they've done. You're not going to put up with that. You've dealt with that in the past with people. So you want someone who's going to be honest. You want someone who's going to be able to take honesty. You want someone who's going to be able to think things through with you, because you very much are someone who can look at things, figure out what's going on, map out a strategy, try to deal with it. If you can't deal with it, if you can't figure it out, then what's the point of dealing with it? That's your approach. And you want to have that same thing with this person. And you want someone who's able to actually like look at a situation and say, gosh, like this is a big problem. It's something that you actually need. And it feels to me energetically almost like a non-negotiable sort of energy. You're not willing to like, that saying about some, some people who have like rose-colored glasses and they look at everything and they're like overly optimistic about things to the point that it almost starts to derail what they're doing. Going back to that general reading where I was talking about, there's a certain aspect of you that is concerned that they don't have the depth of being able to think things through in the same way that you do. They do have it, but it's not something that they're not in that mindset 24/7. But when you tell them they need to be serious, when you tell them it's time to have that sort of talk, they can engage with you in that way. Let's see what their expectation is around this connection. The Hanged Man coming out upright with Justice reversed. This is really interesting because, again, I sort of already picked up on this. I might be reading for just one or two of you. This is the first time we've done these. Maybe other people eventually come back and watch these once more people join up. But what I'm sensing here is we might get a lot of repetition in this, because I really feel like I'm focusing in very narrowly on a small group of you when I'm doing this, at least. But this is continuation of that energy again, where sometimes this person, they just need to hang out. they really just need to go in deep inside themselves. They need to literally get a different perspective, meaning they might be someone who needs to just go out in nature for a couple of days. They might be someone who needs to be on their own quite a bit, someone who needs to disengage from things and be able to spend some time thinking. And in the past, they've been punished for that. In the past, they've been guilted and shamed. They've been made to feel bad about the need to do that. And so in this relationship, they are, the expectation here is that I know what I need and I don't want to get grief about it. I know how I need to spend my time when I need to be on my own. And I don't want to be treated like I'm doing something bad when I need that. If I need my space, I need the person to respect that. And what's interesting is that is exactly what drew them into you, is they saw in you that when you need your time, when you need your space, you're going to take it. So of course you would extend that to them as well. It gives you more time to be on your own if they need time on their own. And so it's interesting, that play in terms of what drew you to them and what they expect out of this relationship. I'm really liking this, and I do hope that, like I said, so far, with what we've seen here, both of you are kind of like hanging back and saying, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. We'll see where this goes. But there is this cute, I think you hate, I felt like whoever's listening to me hates that word cute, but it's cute to me. I'm a Scorpio, I'm a water sign. Okay. So it's cute to me. You like each other. You really like each other. And again, like it's not love, it's not super serious. Even if you are starting to feel those things, neither of you are in a place where you're going to like admit that. But you really are fond of each other and you really do like each other a lot. And so it's interesting because you both are sort of, keeping each other at bay, but allowing time to be spent, and that it's deepening even though you're not necessarily wanting it to. I sense that there's a deepening happening here, almost like you're both are almost unaware of it. Okay, so we're going to look here at your issues or obstacles that are impacting theirs, and then we'll take a look at the highest possible outcome for this connection. Okay, so what's going on with you? What are your issues or obstacles? Again, I feel like we've probably talked about this. Four of Swords reversed with the Queen of Wands reversed. Okay, again, we've talked about this. As we go, guys, and we get more people who decide to watch these extended readings, there won't be as much repetition. But again, I feel like I'm reading for a very small group of you. Okay, but let's talk about this a little bit more. It can't hurt. The main issue or obstacle for you, Aquarius, that's blocking you is that right now you want to be selfish. You want to focus on you. You want to be able to spend the time that you need to be in your head. You need to be in your head. You have a lot of stuff that you need to work through. You have a lot of stuff that you need to heal, a lot of stuff you need to process, and you want to be able to do that. And again, no judgment. I think that's the right thing for you to do. That is the right decision for you to make. Okay? But obviously, that it's something that's going to prevent this from deepening right now, because you don't want to focus on a relationship. You don't want to focus on another person. You don't necessarily want to have to even, consider another person's needs right now, because you want to be focused on you. Do it. Like, thumbs up. That's what I would tell you to do. I think a lot of times people sacrifice that time that they need to spend on themselves out of fear that they'll miss the opportunity, or that they'll, somehow mess up the situation. I don't sense that. Taking the time that you need is good. It's what the other person wants you to do because they want to have some space too. Let's see what comes out for them in terms of their blocks here. So interesting. Look at this. Queen of Wands reversed for you. King of Wands reversed for them. They have the Three of Cups coming out reversed. It's very similar. It's very similar, guys. They're not ready yet. They also want to be able to be a little bit greedy with their time, and almost to the point where they want to be able to just feel like they can do whatever they want when they want, because they weren't able to do that before. Right? In this Three of Cups, it's they so don't get freaked out by what I'm about to say, Aquarius, because I don't necessarily feel like it is about hookups or sex. Okay, but this person wants to be able to be a little bit immature, a little bit irresponsible, a little bit wild. They want to be able to, go out and do things. Again, they've been in something that's very long term. And at the period of time where I'm reading this, again, you might watch this at some other random date. But when I'm recording this, the entire world has been limited in terms of our ability to even be around each other, especially our ability to travel. Right. So this person has come out of a very long-term relationship and entered into like quarantine, isolation, social distancing. So there's a need for them, and it's absolutely a block of being, this relationship being able to deepen, because there's a need for them to be able to just, if they decide they want to pack a bag and go and be on their own, they just want to be able to do that. They don't want to have to tell someone that they're going. They don't have to worry about if someone needs them to be around. Because again, with this person, when they're in a relationship, when they commit to a relationship, they're very committed. So they are the type of person that if they were like, oh, I need to go, and the person was like, I need you to be here this weekend, can you go next weekend instead? They would say, absolutely, I can go next weekend. No big deal. But they don't want that yet. They want to be able, if they want to go this weekend, to go this weekend. So again, nothing that's concerning me here. Both of you are in the same space in terms of focusing on yourself, being a little bit selfish, doing what you need to do. Love it. Okay, last area here we're going to look at. This is the most likely future of this connection based on where we're at now, what you can expect, where this is heading. I'm so interested in this. I hope it's good. King of Cups coming out with the Seven of Cups reversed. I love this. I love it. Guys, this if you want this to work out, which I think you ultimately will, I think having the space and realizing how independent the two of you can be, and that it's not something that feels smothering or controlling, it's something that's very intense. There's a connection here that you can't ignore, but there's so much support, there's so much tolerance of each other's needs, and it just leads to a place in which all of that all the stuff from the past where it was like you thought you had a relationship, you thought that you were in love, you thought that you were with somebody that cared, and then it just ended up not working and not feeling good and not feeling right, that all goes away. It's like this connection just clears out all of that that old stuff, right? And you settle into it, and you don't have any sort of there are no expectations that you have of each other that aren't fair, that aren't justified. You don't ask anything of each other that you wouldn't give, right? I like this so much. I really do hope for those of you who have decided to watch this, whenever you do watch it, I really hope that you give this a fair shot, and I hope that you see that you can focus on yourself, and this person's still going to be there as a possibility. In fact, the more that you focus on yourself, it allows them more space to focus on each other, and by the time that you actually do come together, you've just healed so much, and it's blessed. This is a blessed connection. So I'm happy for you. I'm really, really happy for you. The way I've been wrapping these up is I'm just going to get 2 oracle cards out from this deck. I'll just blind cut them and put them down. Then I have another deck that just is basically, it is an oracle deck, but I'm not going to use it as an oracle deck. It has just basically a word or 2 words maximum on it. And I've been pulling cards from this deck and just letting you, the listener, sit with what that word is and what it might mean for you, to you. All right. So Aquarius, let's see what we have here. So first oracle card says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. This is all about you taking the time that you need to be human, to process your feelings, but to realize that you're more than that, right? Don't get too trapped in the human experience. Realize that the purpose of you being here is really to love, be loved, have that connection, have that sort of sharing. realize that this person is someone that you can have that with. Now, the card coming out with that, trust. Trust. Trust this person. You can trust them. You can trust them. Okay. Last Oracle card here. I love this. Universe has my back. In the Oracle deck, this is the actual name of the Oracle deck. The Universe has my back Oracle deck. The Universe has my back, for me as a reader, is equal to the Sun card. This is so much potential here. So much potential. So much potential. Card coming out here is Transmute. Kind of the theme of both of these readings, right? Allowing yourself to transmute, to become something new here. All right, Aquarius, love this reading. So far, these readings that I've been doing for January, they're good. You guys are my third reading that I'm recording, and Scorpio and Aries also had good ones. So hopefully 2021 is just going to be a blessed year. It's going to be a turning point. You know, there's some interesting stuff going on astrologically towards the end of December, and I think maybe we're going to see some things start to shift and change, and the world start to feel different. So I'm really excited about that. So again, thank you. If you've watched this, I appreciate it so much, because I know that you have chosen to support me and to support the channel, and that means so much to me. So again, just thank you. I'm sending you so much love right now and positive energy, and I also just want to say to you, being selfish right now is perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay. We sometimes we are shamed about focusing on ourselves. Sometimes we're shamed. The word selfish is something that's thrown at us as an insult, and I'm just here to tell you, being focused on you right now is good. Okay. Bye, Aquarius.